This microphone right here is $299. This microphone right here is $699. Can we make them sound the same? That's what we're gonna try to do today. Now, you've seen me review microphones in the past, and I was actually really surprised with how good this VideoMic Pro Plus sounds. It got me wondering, could we make this sound just as good as my professional level shotgun microphone if we got it close enough to our subject? And then how does it sound in an interview style, on top of a camera, in an untreated room, or even outside? First off, it's not an entirely fair comparison because you do have to consider all tech follows the law of diminishing returns. So it's not really fair to expect the sound quality from this one to be more than twice as good. But let's go back a second. These microphones aren't even designed for the same purpose. This is a broadcast shotgun microphone, and it's designed to be boomed in on a subject with a boom pole just slightly out of frame just above the subject, something that you'd see like a film crew use. This is also a shotgun microphone, but it's designed to be mounted to the top of your camera, specifically for vlogging or just capturing better audio than your camera can. Now, because both of these microphones can be mounted to the top of a camera and both can be boomed in over a subject, it begs the question, which one sounds better? Now, before we get into the sounds comparisons, let's talk about how these microphones physically work, because that information alone may impact your buying decision. So both of them require 48-volt phantom power. This one actually has a built-in rechargeable battery inside of it that powers the microphone, and then you run a 3.5mm cable out the back into your camera. And this one here requires phantom power from your recording device. If your recording device is a camera and it doesn't have phantom power options on it, you'll need an inline phantom power supply like this one here. This is a battery powered one from AKG, and it just takes 9-volt batteries. This one's actually about 45 years old, so I will link some new ones down in the description. Needless to say, mounting this one to your camera is a little bit more cumbersome than mounting this one to your camera. The NTG-3 also comes with a large shock mount that's designed to be mounted on the end of a boom pole. However, you can also get a hot shoe shock mount system that you can mount right on the top of your camera. The VideoMic Pro Plus has the battery, the shock mount, and the hot shoe all built into one. Let's get into our first sounds test here. So I believe both of these microphones are hypercardioid. I'll put it down at the bottom of the screen if I'm wrong, but pretty sure they're both hypercardioid. And let's do a little axis test here. So let's start with the NTG-3, and I'll work my way around till we're about 90 degrees. And I'm going over to the side here, and I'm about 90 degrees now to the front of the microphone. And I'll start to work my way back. And if you guys are into this kind of video, make sure to hit that thumbs up right down below. We're gonna switch here to the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus, and I'm going around, and we're about 90 degrees here to the side of the microphone, and we'll go back, and that is right in front. So you can get a pretty good idea of the rejection on the side. Both are actually pretty significant with how much they reject on the sides. It's one of the great things about hypercardioids. So they make really, really good microphones for bad rooms like this. Like, this is completely untreated. What's awesome about that is they don't have many reflections going into the microphone. It's pretty much just what's coming from the source, a bit from behind, but mostly just directly in front. Both of these mics come standard with this removable foam cover. This won't cut it for outdoors, so you can also purchase some additional protection here. This is the dead cat and the dead wombat. I'm not sure, dead something. They're both dead, whatever they are, and then these just go snug over top. This one goes on top of the foam. This one you actually have to take the foam off first before putting that on, and it just kind of pops through the hole there. And speaking of outdoor testing, I also tested these outside to see what they sound like at various distances. All right, we're doing the outdoor test here. So this is the VideoMic Pro Plus on top of my camera, about 3 feet, 4 feet maybe from the camera here. And I'm gonna switch over to the NTG-3. So this is the NTG-3 outside at about 4 feet. And I'm gonna move back to like 8 feet. Then this is 8 feet outdoors. We've got the NTG-3. This is the NTG-3 outdoors at about 8 feet. And we'll switch over to the VideoMic Pro Plus on top of the camera, outdoors, at about 8 feet. Also, it's my birthday today, so throw a like down there. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes in this video. Okay, and the last test I want to do is a little bit of a self-noise test. So both of these are actually at the exact same gain right now, and what I'm going to do is just record a little bit of silence and then normalize both of these signals in post so that you can hear how much self-noise comes from each setup. It's not a perfect experiment because I can hear cars driving by outside. Deal with this information what you will, but this will give you an idea of how they sound. So let's start off with the NTG-3. And the VideoMic Pro Plus. Now, I have have to say, I was really surprised with how darn good this microphone sounds. And I will say, if you're on a budget or even plan on doing any vlogging at all, this is definitely a way better option for you. As you can tell, if you get this microphone close enough to your source, it's gonna sound really, really, really competitive. This microphone, of course, there's a little edge in quality. It's got the professional XLR connection. You can send phantom power to it very easily. You don't have to worry about rechargeable batteries. So if you have a permanent YouTube setup where you're gonna have this like above your, your talking headshot or something like that, this is just a way more professional option. But if you're gonna be vlogging even just a little bit, this is kind of the winner for me. I hope that was informative, or at the very least entertaining. I think that you guys should watch this video next, and we'll see you next week.